Today we're here at Urban Castle. We're going to give a reupholstery job to this chair here. It's a standard chair. This is an actual customer's chair. So you get an idea of what we do when we get a piece in. So this piece here, first thing we're going to investigate is if this person wants to have legs replaced. These are somewhat in the center and she wants to have them in the corner.
Kind of update the look of the chair.
Exactly, kind of update. It's a little low. The chair is, that's just the style of the chair, but this brings it up maybe an inch, inch and a half more than what it's going to be. She wants these to be dark, so we can just change the finish by sanding off the smooth, shiny finish and then painting it to a darker finish.
We'll do kind of like a chocolate lacquer or something?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to look in here real quick to see if there's any place I can mount those. And there is a block here that I might, a corner block that I might need to extend down.
So we can maybe add to that?
Right, I can add to this here, and I have some already pre-made. And I can add to that, and then you just put what's called a T-nut, or you can drill through, like they did, this is the factory, through here and put screws through the actual leg itself.
Okay. Which one do you prefer doing?
I prefer this one, it's stronger.
Okay.
Definitely. But right now we don't need that decision to be made how we're going to do it, because now we're going to do a complete tear down.
Okay.
That's all we're going to do. But before we do that, actually, we're going to measure, see the amount of fabric that we need, and then we completely tear it down.
That's good.
That's it. So when we measure, we go from the widest point.
This wraps around.
That wraps around. What number do you have there?
42.
42, so you add 5. So the width is 47. And then you got to have pool underneath here, which is 23 plus 8, 5 is 28. All right, here we go.
Outside back?
Outside back. Once again, you go to the widest point. The finished is 41, so 5 more, 46, and then the depth is 22,
Okay.
27.
Inside arm?
Inside arm. You want to go back there a little bit for pull. Yeah, 38 is good.
Good.
And you add your 5. Now back in the 30s, what they did in the Depression time, they would add what's called pull strips to it, so you can save on fabric. And you still do that today, when necessary. So underneath there is 23.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Outside?
Outside arm.
Mm-hmm.
40
Okay.
by 14.
Okay. Seat front and seat platform?
Seat front, this is the seat front.
Do you want to do one
platform.
piece?
Yeah, we
Is it
could do
better?
that. Yeah, we could do that, definitely. A lot of upholsterers just use this material here for self-decking. If you want to save on it, you need to add decking material. 46 plus 5.
Okay, so that's deep, right?
Deep.
51.
And width is going to be good at 40. And these here we call either keyholes or scrolls.
Now, when you do the tear down, remember she said if this was a plinth block, if we could take it off, that'd be great. If not, no.
Yeah, what the customer really wanted was square arms here rather than a scroll. So we have to tear into it and see if that's possible. I suspect it's not possible. It could be done, but I think the added cost that this customer wants to put into it is not going to be advantageous for them. So most likely we're going to leave it still the scroll on here. So the width of it is 5 plus just add maybe 4, so 9 and 19.
So 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this one's straightforward. Now you do the cushions. Let me grab the cushion over here so you get an idea of how much fabric that takes. And this is what we call the mini mattress. It's so big. You can go by the platform, primarily just from the inside back to the front for your cushion. But then that doesn't give you your band size. Nicole, this is, the band size is going to be 4.
4? Okay.
And now, the width and the depth of the cushion. We're just going to go right off the cushion here. Finish is 32. The depth is 34.
Got
Did
it.
you get that?
Mm-hmm.
Now the, what we call the band for the back cushion is not always the same as the seat, and that's 4.5.
4.5.
4.5 finished. Width-wise, the back cushion is 30
Okay.
by 15. Those are finished numbers.
Got it.
It's kind of weird. This one's coming up. Let's say 32 for the seat.
Yeah. But you got, oh no.
It's a little weird. We'll do some adjustment there. Primarily, or generally, I should say, these are the same size. So something's not right from the last upholstery. The inside measurement should be the same for the seat cushion and for the back cushion. So we'll fix that. Something's wrong with this back cushion too. It needs some assistance.
It does need some assistance. There's no zipper band.
No.
So we'll put in a zipper band.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to redo these cushions too. This is completely falling apart. Years ago, just for a little bit of information, they used to put real foam rubber. Today they use polyurethane, but real foam rubber inside, and a filler to add to the latex rubber was sand. And that's why the older ones are so heavy, because you're really carrying some portion of sand in your cushion. Alright, so now we're going to tear it down. And you start with the outside back and tearing it down. You want me to explain we're tearing off the dust cover here?
Yep, that works.
Okay, and then you get to the inside back. This is a nice chair here. It's got spring ties.
Now, what are most of today's chairs made with?
Most of today's chairs have a Pumaflex system, which it's good, it works, but it's not as good as this here. These springs here are called hourglass springs, and these are a very old technology that is extremely comfortable and durable. And this is nice. If you can find this in your piece of furniture, I would go with this over any other ones. There is the zigzag springs, which looks just like a wire that zigzags from one end to the other end of the piece of furniture, and that's nice too. That's comfortable, and it does have durability to it. But the best, I believe, is this here. Now, the most modern furniture is a Pumaflex system, and it's good. It does its purpose. It's better than nothing, but still, once again, the original, most comfortable and long-lasting is the hourglass, which is hand-tied with spring twine on the bottom there. An 8-way tie is generally the best, but if it's less, it doesn't mean it won't last. But 8-way tie is generally the most durable way of tying the springs. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take this back off, because this is where you begin the work. Everything starts where the last upholsterer finished. That's how it works. So we're going to take the last thing he put on, or she put on, was the outside back, so I need to take that off first to get to the rest of the furniture. This piece of metal I'm tearing off here replaces hand tying or hand sewing. Years ago, they didn't have this, and they would have to do hand sewing to the cording. So you put the back on and just hand sew all the way around, but now we have this metal piece, which is a lot faster. This is the outside cotton. And then your typical burlap right here. This all comes off there. your webbing, and this has the inside back is made up of springs, hourglass springs, just like the seats. It's a very nice piece of furniture, actually. Very good. Just gonna rip all this off. As you can see, we're finished with the teardown, and now we're going to move on to fixing the arm here. So what we're doing here is we're changing the style of the furniture. As we said before, this is a scroll. We're going to change it to a square arm on top and then in the front. That's what the customer originally wanted. She said if it was possible, great, and if not, she was going to be content without it. However, when we dug into it, this is the older foam. This is actually latex foam. The benefit of it is that it lasts for many years, but when it starts to go, it starts to crumble, and that's the downside. So it turns back into a powdery dust, and when I pulled off the inside arm, that's all it was a powdery dust. So we definitely need to replace this. I'm going to do this for her, replacing the foam, so then I decided I'm going to go ahead and replace the inside arm too, change the style for her, because that's what she originally wanted. So since we're going this far, replacing all this, why not give her what she wants? So now at this process, I want to show you that what we did to the arm. This is the new arm, obviously, and this is obviously the old arm. You can see how it's scrolled up this way, hence the name scroll, as we mentioned earlier. The customer wanted it to be a square look, and so we took off all the horsehair, the cotton, and the foam, which was deteriorating underneath. That's what happens to latex foam. It starts to get old and brittle, as we mentioned earlier. When I took this off, it all fell off, all into the floor here. So obviously we can't get that back to the customer. I don't know if you can see it in that view, but you see these lumps and dips and things like that. That's not going to be adequate for future use. So this needed to be replaced, and that's what we're doing over here. Put on new jute webbing here, here. I'm not sure if you can see the shadows inside there. That's what's here, here, there, and there as well. And then the new burlap over top to give it support on the inside. This right here is the distance between the top and then to the bottom of the arm rail here. We're going to put foam on top of here and then cotton wrapped over. So it gives a nice cushy feel all the way down, but right on the end firm where it needs to be firm. So that'll work out well. And that's the stage we're at now. Now what we're going to do is tear into the left side and do the exact same thing we did here. We also put on new boards here as well, so that'll give many, many years of service. as you can see, we did take all this foam off. We removed all the filling, all the hair that was on there. We're going to replace that tomorrow. That's the next step. We made sure all our measurements are the same from the bottom to the top on both sides of the arm. Everything is identical on that side and this side. And we put on the webbing and the new burlap as well. So completely newly constructed arms. As you remember, they were a scroll here, and now we can see that they're going to be square. So the customer wanted this, and we're looking forward to it. She's going to be very happy with this. So I'm looking forward to giving it to her. So the next step we're going to do is to put on the foam here, and then wrap it in cotton, and then cover it with the top fabric. So now we see that the arms are all ready to be padded, but first we do the seat platform. And we've already put down the layer of filling underneath and built up a little bit on the front nose underneath the fabric here with cotton. And now I'm about to put down the buttons to hold down the seat platform. But as well, you also staple on the sides and the back as well, and obviously in the front down here. So that's the process I'm at right now, and we'll go for it. So now you see that we put on the seat platform here. It's nice and tight. We got our buttons down, established underneath, and we got it stapled on the outside arm, the outside back, and she's ready to go. All the filling and all the cotton's in there. It's looking good. So this is going to give her years of service, and now we're going to move on to the arms. We're going to upholster the arms now by putting the paddings on the inside, a padding on the top, and then we're going to slip over the fabric after we do a muslin cover, but you'll see that.
So you see here that we've completed the left arm, and I'm almost entirely done with the right arm. Just have a little bit done to do left in the back. But the fabric here, the piece of cotton you see here, this is to trace the platform, and you get a perfect fit for the cushion. You never want to go with the old upholstery tracing of the cushion, because it's going to be distorted or misshaped over the years, so you don't do that. You start anew. The padding that we added changes the size and so forth. So you want to get a new, fresh start with the seat cushion, and this is how you do it. You just simply put in a white piece of fabric here. You set a ruler up against the edges and you mark with a pencil. You take this out and cut it on the table, and then that's going to be your pattern. So that's what we're doing now. So that's what Nicole, you saw lay down the muslin here. That's what she was doing that for. And I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to mark up the cushion, and we'll take it from there. So now the inside back is complete. It's already stapled in the back and smooth, and this one is finished here, the inside back. And now we're going to show the outside back, what I have to do to that. And this fabric here is stapled to the back here right around the cording, and we have the cardboard strip here, and this has already been finished off with foundation fabric. And this right here you see is ply grip, which replaces hand sewing, and the fabric goes in between these teeth, and they're nailed down, and it looks like it's been hand sewn all the way around. This is very common in all upholstery that's done today, and reupholstery as well. And this is just the batting, some people call it, or poly covering that goes underneath to give it a softer feel. And what's nice too about this here is having a foundation fabric, because it gives it substance. Some of the lesser quality pieces don't even have a backing to this, which does not feel good at all. They just have the top cover, and then it would be open back here, and it's terrible. If anybody leans with their knee, it leaves an impression, and when it dry rots, somebody leans against it, it rips right on through. So this will give you years of service, and this is pretty much it. You pull it down. I'm going to staple underneath, put it in the ply grips on the side, and you'll see it when it's done. Now, as you see, is a completed chair here. We have put on the outside back and stapled it at the bottom. We have cording that's running all the way around, and we installed the legs that the customer was looking for as well. We've stained them to the color that she likes, and the other ones were floated on the inside. So it looked as if the chair was floating itself, but she wanted them to be on the corners, which looks a lot better than what it used to. And around here you can see the arms completed. They were a scroll, as we mentioned earlier in the video, and now they're squared off with the cording or the piping on each end, which gives fine definition to it and brings back a retro look. It's very good. You can see as well that Nicole had finished the seat cushion, and this is new foam that's in the inside, and it was cut to the size of the platform. It's a perfect fit. And we have the back cushion, which is completely new as well, filled with polyfill in the back. So we're about to deliver this to Washington, D.C., and I believe this customer is going to be very happy for this piece. We thank you for looking at this video and giving it time, and there's going to be more to watch in the future. Thanks.